This is questions 4 and 6 from exercise 10.8 in Project Maths 1. Let's start with question 4. In a class of 30 pupils, 16 study French, 17 study German, and 5 study both French and German. How many pupils in the class study French only, German only, or neither? Well, the question doesn't specify that we have to draw a Venn diagram for this, but these questions can be a little bit easier if we do. So we'll use the one there and we'll get going on this. First things first, after we've drawn it up, we're going to label everything off. So our big rectangle is our universal set. That's going to be the set U. Our circle to the left is going to be F for French. And our circle to the right is going to be G for German. And the other thing we're going to do beside each one, each label that is, we're going to put in brackets and fill in the total number of elements that are in each set. So there are 30 pupils in the class, so there are 30 pupils in U. There are 16 studying French, so that means there are 16 in F. And there are 17 studying German, so there is 17 in G. Now, we've also got up here 5 study both French and German. So those 5 people are going to go in the middle in here. And the mistake that some people tend to make on this is that they fill 16 in this section in the circles to the left, and they fill 17 in this section in the circles to the right. But you've got to remember that there are 16 people studying French in total. So that means within the circle for the French class, there are 16 total people. So if there are 5 in the middle, that means that out to the left, there's only going to be 11. 16 take away 5. Because 11 plus 5 adds up to 16. We're going to use the same reason to fill in the section over on the right in the German circle. So if there are 17 total in German, and there are 5 in the middle, that means there's only 12 in the circle there, in the right bit of the circle just there. And the last bit we've got to try and fill in is there are 30 people total in the universal set, but 11 plus 5 plus 12 adds up to 28. So there are 2 people unaccounted for, and they go outside like that. So that's how we would fill out these diagrams. We start from the middle and we work our way out. Now we get to the questions. For part 1, we're asked how many study French only. Well, that'll be this 11 over here on the left. So 11 study French only. For part 2, we're asked how many study German only. And that'll be this 12 over here on the right. And the last part, we're asked how many study neither. And that'll be the 2 people outside the circle. And now we'll look at question 6. In a class of 32 girls, 19 play hockey, 22 play tennis. If all the girls play at least one of these games, how many girls in the class play both games? So let's label up our diagram again. We've got U with 32 elements in it. We have H on the left with 19 in it. And we have T on the right, 22 in it. Now the question specifically says all the girls play at least one of these games. So there are no girls outside of these 2 circles. They're all going to be contained entirely inside of these. Now we should start with the middle filling this out, but we haven't got any information on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to look to the numbers that we do have. There's 19 playing hockey and 22 playing tennis. If you add 19 and 22 together, you get 41. Alright, so 19 plus 22 is equal to 41. Well, how could we have gotten to 41 if there's only 32 girls in the whole class? So if we got 41, that must mean that some girls were counted twice. And those girls that were counted twice were in the middle here. They were counted when we did the count for hockey, and they were counted again when we did the count for tennis, and we added the numbers together, we have too many of them. So the way we figure out how many were counted twice is we get our total here that we have 41 by adding the 2 cardinal numbers of H and T together, and we're going to take away the amount that there should be, 32. And what we get left over is 9. So there were 9 people counted twice. So we can fill in 9 in the middle in there. Now we can fill in the other parts of this set. There'll be 10 out here, because 10 plus 9 is 19. And there will be 13 out here, because 9 plus 13 is 22. And the way we know for certain that we got this right is if we check out our total count. So 10 plus 3 is 23, and 23 plus 9 is 32. So we know we've got the numbers filled in right. And the question up here asks, how many girls in the class played both games? And that would be this 9 in the middle in here. 9 people played both games. And that is that.